Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got another clip for you with William Hinman and Jay Clayton. And really, to me, more damning evidence that supports the notion that Ethereum absolutely got a free ride when it comes to an initial coin offering. We will look at that before we get done today. And there's a new paper out from the World Economic Forum. And we know a lot about the World Economic Forum. And one of the things we know is they love Ripple XRP. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove, and everything that we're talking about here today. $2.277 trillion for the cryptocurrency market cap. We're up 1.57, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you something, that, you may say, hey, 1.57% is not a lot, Brad. Well, you know what? It is to me, because we're getting closer and closer to that all-time high. And as I said yesterday morning, I really believe that when we hit that all-time high for the cryptocurrency market cap, it's just going to just begin for everything. And honestly, the projects and the tokens that I believe have real use case. So with that being said, it is early September 4th, 2021. I got going early this morning. So the numbers this morning right now are $1.2809. The low side of price is $126.25. The high side at $131.94, ladies and gentlemen. This is a reminder from CoinsKid. Getting above that $1.35 mark and range for XRP price is really going to set us up for a very, very bullish position to be able to see us hit like a new all-time high for XRP price of $4.50. Remember, these things work in waves and cycles, so there will be some flux, ebb and flow, up and down in price. All right, with that being said, I want to remind you guys right now, link to Private Investing Made Simple. Look at this. Don't sleep on this. A lot of you don't realize that you're actually accredited investors and you don't even realize it. Click the button, find out what you need to do. And if you're not, find out what you need and start working towards it. That's exactly what I'm doing. And I think not too long from now, like I've said many times on this channel, everybody hearing my voice will probably be accredited if you aren't already. So make sure you check that out and get a game plan together so you can get it accomplished. Look at right here, Link2's on the board, which is amazing in itself. Ripple sold out twice, 2 days back to back. Just remarkable what's happened there. But don't sleep on Uphold. Remember what JP Terriot told us? It was a few months ago that he said over the course of about 6 months or so, they could see either an IPO or something like an acquisition or a merger or something. Now we know, and I'm not saying it's this because I have no idea, but we do know that they are working with MasterCard. Hell, they're working with Link2 too, to be able to buy private equity with your crypto in your Uphold account. So many amazing things happening. And then you got Kraken as well that's on the board. So don't sleep on this stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I try to be forward thinking. Here's some more forward thinking right here. Flare Finance is pleased to announce that their support for Legacy across all modules, a portion of Legacy, LGCY, will be dedicated to the yield cloud for governance staking participants. There you have it. Now, look, when it comes to Flare Networks, Flare Finance, Songbird, all of these things, we know Songbird is supposed to kick it off with the test net, and we got to be getting close. We gotta be getting close. And when this happens, the ability to take advantage of this platform, starting with Songbird and what have you, and to begin to stake with these tokens that are going to be airdropped to us, I don't know, but this seems like there's going to be some remarkable things jumping off. It will be fun to watch. And speaking of remarkable things, this was just released. And remember Sheila Warren, if you don't remember, works for the World Economic Forum, right? And she also was a keynote speaker at the last Ripple Swell as well. And if you know Sheila Warren, you know This is really great stuff because we looked at some old World Economic Forums that came out last January, and we're going to look at them again in a second. There's a lot of new people in the channel that haven't seen it, but if you're an OG in this space, a seasoned investor, and you're aware of it, stay with us here because cryptocurrency's unique nature and potential for innovation presents unprecedented regulatory challenges. A new report from the World Economic Forum's GFC on cryptocurrencies provides insights on achieving balanced crypto regulation from a broad cross-section of the industry. And this is the link here. But before we get to the link, it was also retweeted by none other than Brad Garlinghouse. Shout out to you, my friend. It says, this paper has nearly been a year in the works. Thrilled to see it go live. Over the draft process, I was reminded of how we in crypto have in common, especially the shared vision that crypto has so much positive potential. Good to reflect on that every once in a while as he shares the tweet from Sheila Warren here. And this is what I want to show you. In this document, there is all the breakdown of how regulation and all the thought ideas and things that need to be taken into consideration to really bring cryptocurrency into a regulation that won't stifle the innovation itself. And I just wanted to show you, instead of going through all the stuff that we kind of understand already, I wanted to focus just on these two simple things. The subject leads, Danelle Dixon. That's a big deal. Stellar, right? And if you've ever heard Danelle Dixon sit down and talk to you about cryptocurrency and Stellar, you will come away blown away by what she understands about this space. Make no mistake about that. And look here under co-authors, right? Brad Garlinghouse, ladies and gentlemen, from Ripple right here with the World Economic Forum. And you say to yourself, hey, you know, that's great. Brad was a part of this, and you have your knee-jerk reaction, people out here that go, but where's the smoking gun? Well, it's not in this document other than the collective effort that everyone has put in to really be thought leaders in this space, because we're certainly not seeing that from the SEC now, are we? But it's bigger than that. Because if we go back to the document from last year, we know for a fact when it comes to the Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution, the World Economic Forum, and when it comes to putting out a policymaker toolkit for the countries around the world and central banks to use this framework when developing their CBDC in their respective countries, this is what's on page 17 from 1 year ago. Crypto assets designed for inter or intra-bank payments and settlement. That's right. An example is JPM coin and XRP. Now, some of you have seen this a ton on this show, but let's just take a step back for a second. That was a year ago. And you know what? For a lot of people that get discouraged out here in this space, they go, yeah, Brad, that was a year ago. Well, if it was so unimportant to this day, a year later, then why is Brad Garlinghouse a co-author of the Cryptocurrency Regulation PDF from the World Economic Forum? To me, this is a huge fundamental signal to me, and it's not financial advice, but my perspective on this is that Brad and Ripple and XRP are still very much a relevant voice and player 1 year later. For me, not only has nothing changed, but everything has gotten bigger and more involved. And that's how I'm seeing this information. I'm not telling you to, but that's how I'm seeing this information. There's no question about it. So when I see these things from a year ago and know that Brad is still very deeply involved with the World Economic Forum and helping to shape cryptocurrency regulation and the thought process on all of that, you have to say to yourself, you know, this is very much on the table. The idea of XRP being used as a bridge currency for inter and intra-bank payments and settlement, which does suggest wholesale back end, most relevant for wholesale CBDC, XRP is on the table. That's the goal. That's the goal. Yes, we want to see it used with remittance companies in different corridors around the world. Of course, we want to be able to build liquidity through the smaller exotic corridors around the world and build that liquidity to a degree that we could start stepping up to larger corridors around the world. We even want to see banks begin to use it. We want to see investment funds begin to take a position in it. Many, many different aspects of this, as well as the intra-bank settlement as well. So I think it's all very much on the table. And then we look at this right here. This is central bank digital currencies to be tested in the BIS experiment. We covered this the other day about the 4 different central banks working together to do cross-border settlement between them. You know, ultimately, people will say, you know, when they really don't quite get the understanding of taking the paper physical world and digitizing it, why would we need XRP if we have digital dollars? Well, you're right. You could not use XRP. And in fact, on RippleNet, they settle dollar to dollar on that RippleNet network if they're not using XRP. However, it is just like Brad Garlinghouse has told us time and time again. You show me a better product that saves a company or a bank more money than they are today, then you have to understand that they will use it. It just comes down to really legally defining what this new payment protocol is. Because for me, take digital asset and replace the word digital asset. Take cryptocurrency and replace the word cryptocurrency with this word, 2 words right here. Payment network. Payment protocol. Use those 2 words, and if you can interchange them and it works properly in the understanding of the tech, as far as I'm concerned, you have a solution. And XRP is a solution. Looking right here, we got more damning evidence. This is Ian throwing it out here. I went through this 50-minute video, and I don't mind telling you, I got a clip for you here. And if this doesn't put it into perspective, I just don't know what does. I mean, regulatory misconduct is what I'm smelling. That's how Forbes says it. Now that's how I'm saying it, because I think that is the proper way to see this, at least on one end of the spectrum, and you could think just corruption on the other end. But I'll start with regulatory misconduct, and we'll see where it goes from there. Just listen to this.
I'd love to ask both of you, Bill and Jay, why are you doing this?
Well, I don't know why Bill's doing it, but I sure am glad he is.
Well, for me, I think the primary reason was Jay asked me to do it. I was sort of toward the end of my career. My entire career had been in private practice and had done that for 37 years. And knowing that Jay was going to be heading the SEC and had the agenda that he had, and having worked with him in the private sector, I had a lot of confidence that we could do some good things at the SEC. I always had a lot of respect for the division that I now am the director of. And it just seemed like an exciting thing to do at that stage of my career. And it's been about 1.5 years, and it's been terrific.
Out of nothing with hopefully some value behind it, and et cetera. What's the SEC's role in this new world?
Well, let's start with, if you take a particular digital asset, do we have a role? Now,
I'm sorry, do we have a
do we have a role?
Okay.
Is it a security or not? And that's a fundamental question for us. Much of what we've seen in the ICO space, if not all, is a security. It's somebody offering what would otherwise be called a stock as an ICO. And we regulate that, and we're not going to change the way we regulate that. And then there are digital assets that don't have the characteristics of a security, and over those, we don't have jurisdiction. A question in that space is, who does? Should somebody have more jurisdiction than they do? And these are questions that are percolating, including at Congress. I don't know, Bill, you want to supplement?
Sure. When we see people raising funds to start a business and to get an operation going, and people are giving them those funds and getting back a coin instead of a share, that still looks like a securities offering to us. That's why you've heard us say many times, the ICOs that we see are securities and we have jurisdiction over them.
Yeah, like if you're investing in Ethereum, I would say you're investing in the team and the community to a large extent.
And there you have it. I mean, you can't get any simpler than that. Why did William Hinman and Jay Clayton overlook the fundraise from Vitalik Buterin, who you just heard tell you that if you are investing in Ethereum, you're investing in the team and everyone behind it, because you paid one Bitcoin and got however many Ethereum it was for your reward of that initial coin offering. And he told you that is the definition of an ICO. And in William Hinman's speech, he absolutely acknowledged that Ethereum did do a fundraise and looked past that. Now, I don't know how you could look past that. And I demand that somebody hold William Hinman and Jay Clayton accountable for that answer. Because really, there's only one question really left to be asking here, and it gets asked here. And it's shared by Digital Asset Investor, and it is a very good question from XRP Jameis, who says he is the DAI channel official former Navy SEAL. Folks, lots of questions are being asked about the litigation between Ripple and the SEC. The only questions I have not heard asked, and should be, are: did Hinman, Jay Clayton, and Gary Gensler buy Ethereum, and at what date did they purchase it? That needs to be retweeted as much as humanly possible, because it's absolutely relevant. And the truth is, if there is a there, and if any of them purchased Ethereum while looking past the ICO, then what we're talking about is not just regulatory misconduct, but what could appear as corruption itself, also known as insider trading. This question needs to be answered. There is no doubt about it. Listen, that's going to do it for me, but it's straight fire, and we're not letting off the gas pedal until we get these answers, because you know what? There's two things that the SEC didn't see coming. It's John Deaton and the rest of us. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, share with somebody you know, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Make sure to check out all the links in the description box and the comment section. They are great products and services I use each and every day. More importantly, they are trusted, vetted links. Be very careful what you click on out here on the internet. I'll catch all of you on the next one.